Hi, it's a while since I've done a flip through of a sketchbook. This is a sketchbook I took with me to Tokyo earlier this year, and it always starts with colour swatches and deciding what tools to bring. Difficult decision, particularly when you're travelling, not just for sketching but for sightseeing and for a holiday. Here is first sketch, airport sketch. There was a plane kind of at the window and then it left, so it just remained as little windows. Quite a dramatic sky. We had a lot of turbulence on the plane. Didn't stop me enjoying the food and sketching it. I tried to sleep for about an hour and the turbulence was so bad, like literally, left, right, up, down, non-stop. I decided to sketch what was in front of me, wobbly lines, but that's okay, that distracted me for a while. I think this was our second day in Tokyo, with the Times Square building, Tokyo Hands, the Takashimaya store, the big skyscraper, the bus terminal, which is on the 4th or 5th floor. Just looks crazy from this side, but there is a ramp on the other side of the building. So it was a miserable day actually. There was raining. We were in a Starbucks across the way, and yeah, I felt I hadn't sketched in ages, and it was only 24 hours, but still. Fighting jet lag and sketching from the window. I was trying out the luminance pencils there, and they were just not doing the job for me. I don't know why. I've got to love them since, but I was really struggling with them. That was the view from our window, and I have another view from our window. We were on the 8th floor, so clearly the people are not done to scale and not in proper perspective. But I knew something was wrong, I just didn't know what. We were in Tokyo in April, so Hanami season, cherry blossom season, sightseeing. Lots of people go into the park in Shinjuku-gyoen to watch the cherry blossoms and take lots of pictures near them. I just sat there and just drew a tree. Some of the people enjoying time together in the park. You might notice it's actually the same 4 people in both sketches, but made them look different enough, didn't I? One of the things I really enjoyed about staying in the one place and not moving as much was the opportunity to explore all the little streets behind the hotel, particularly between Shinjuku and Yoyogi. It's just this crisscross of little streets where people live, and little shops, crazy electricity poles and cables. So one morning Brennan was having a lie-in and I just went in and sketched this, which I really enjoyed. We did leave Tokyo for a couple of days, but we didn't go far. We went to Yokohama and we were on the kind of a hotel, 61st floor or something like that, and the view was unbelievable, the view of the harbour. This is all I could do. It was just too much. But hey, better than nothing. And then the next day I met up with Jane. Jane is a sketcher like me, and we never met in person. We knew each other online, and her energy revived me, I have to say. She was funny and full of life and looking at everything and sketching everything really quickly. So I just got absorbed and really enjoyed my morning with her. This one is just, you might actually recognize this building from the one I did from our room. Well, maybe not, but we just turned around and there was another view, so I had to sketch it quick. Went further into the old Yokohama harbour. This was a brick building from the times when it was a very very important harbour in the area. I used a Neocolor soluble pencils or soluble crayons for quite a bit of this. It was great fun. Then we went back to Tokyo and we spent a day in Kawagoe. Highly recommend it. It's a bit of a train journey to get to it, but it's an old trading town just on the outskirts of Tokyo. This is the only sketch I got done there, but you could spend a month sketching there. It was beautiful old merchant houses, really beautiful place. The next day I met up with Urban Sketches Tokyo, who kindly organised an outing because I was there, so it was lovely. And I got to meet quite a few of them, and we spent the morning at Gotokuji Temple. This one I did in direct watercolour. It just seemed the best way to tackle this imposing temple. And after chatting with the other urban sketchers, I did some more, became part of the tourist attraction. Lots of people took pictures of me. Then it felt like I couldn't leave there and not draw the many people that were around, some of them just looking at their phone, to be honest. Really enjoyed sketching the pine tree, something I've kind of struggled with. It's a difficult tree to sketch, I think, but I had fun with that. And the temple, the Gotokuji, is famous for the maneki neko, the little cat, and it's supposed to bring good luck, I think. I didn't buy one on that occasion. I went back the following day and did buy a tiny little one. One more sketch from Gotokuji, kind of amongst the graveyards. Really enjoyed that quiet time with Okada-san, who was one of the older sketchers I've ever met, 92, full of energy, lovely man. Hardly spoke any English, hardly spoke any Japanese, but we got on great. And view from our second hotel in Tokyo, we had a view kind of towards Shinjuku Gyoen. You could see the sky tree, and so I just, you can't do it all. Well, I can't, I'm not fast enough to draw it all, but I just did a little impression of it. I did buy a few art supplies, not too many. Oh, although here I'm saying I definitely brought too many art supplies, but I didn't buy that many. I did buy these lovely Japanese colour, which is like mix between sumi ink and watercolour. While I was there, I was also keeping up with an online course I'm doing, which is called Creative Shift, exploring who I am as an artist. Lots of energetic lines, but I think that's quite true about me. Nothing too pretty. And then it's time to go. I did sketch a good bit, but not as much as I would if I was on a sketching holiday. So this was at Narita Airport. A few passengers. Brendan looking at his phone. You may not recognise him. Or you may. I think I did a great job sketching that businessman there in the background, actually. More colour exploration. I think we were still at the airport. We were there hours early, of course. And still a sketch from the airport. Hoping that it wasn't going to be as much turbulence as the trip over. It wasn't as bad, but still not very pleasant. Just not nice. So when I got home, I decided to sketch the tools I used versus the ones I really didn't need to bring with me. On the other hand, the clothes did very well. I wore almost everything I brought. It was very well planned from that perspective. A few pens and pencils bought, including some markers from Daiso. No idea when I'll ever use them. Okay, they were cheap, couldn't resist. And so this is back in Dublin, 28th of April, in the Dublin Gardens in Dublin Castle. Lots and lots of tourists in Dublin. So that's what I wanted to sketch. And then I turned around and I wanted to really sketch those tulips. There was just a riot of tulips. I love them. And I think this was a week later. This was for the Urban Sketchers Sketch Week. And I organised a sketch walk from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. following the Dublin city walls from the Viking and Anglo-Norman times. There isn't much of it left, but still, it was good fun. So we started again in Dublin Castle. And again, many tourists getting in the way of my sketches, but hey, they become the subject. This was near the Ivy Markets. And the pages I will live. Just rather than sketching the big chunk of city wall that's left, which I've sketched before, I decided to sketch this abandoned building, the Ivy Markets. I really hope that someday something will be done with it, because it's beautiful building. I can imagine the space inside must be amazing, but right now it's abandoned. And here we were in the gardens of St. Odine's Church, and a very peaceful time. And down here, that's a remnant of the city wall. I never draw all the details, you know me. I was more interested in these people. They actually, in the park, they have these this installation that makes music. So these people were jumping on what looked like stones, but they were making sounds, and there was all sorts of interesting things going on. And then sketching the sketchers, of course. It's Maya with Christine in the background. And my usual suspects, they were all lined up against the wall. I just felt I had to sketch them. Not to scale, clearly not to scale. So we have Lenny, Ben, Maya, Pat, Simon. I think that was his first time sketching. We never saw him again, but maybe he'll come back someday. And Grania. And this was the final sketch of this sketch walk near City Hall, and this is one of the stones marking the location of the old city walls. And also we have a big homeless problem in Ireland, and also a lot of migrants who are given tents when they arrive and they have nowhere to stay. So it seemed like a safe place to pitch a tent, you know, busy area there. So, and this is kind of more sketching. This was in Cabra. Brendan came with me and we were drawing this old bakery, which was doing great business. This one is in Dunleary. Just loved the day. Oops, sorry, I just knocked the tripod over. We'll try to stabilize that. Oh, so better. I hope it's not shaking too much. I loved the rhythm of the chimneys there. It was just a little light. It was lovely. That's all I wanted to do. And a little cul-de-sac in Dunleary. An iris. I don't normally draw flowers. I'm not particularly interested in them, but I kept photographing those irises, and I've done it for many years, so there's something about them that I like. I'm not sure what it is. Here I was experimenting from a photo. This one is from a photo. Everything else is done on location from direct observation. This one was from a photo. Yeah, not a success. And here I was doing lots of colour mixing for sketches. Well, they were not sketches, they were studies I was going to do at home from my trip to Beara. So these were the colours from Allihees and Beara Road.